Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble and on Patreon for extra support. Any kind of news and the such, usually I go about on Twitter X. And hopefully later today, I will manage to get around and publish another Midnight Suns episode. And just a quick reminder that I have here a completed gameplay series. Yeah, and basically that's it regarding channel updates. Again, probably during the remaining of this week, I might miss 1 or 2 days. I'm not sure yet because I'm still wrapping up solving some issues and some subject matters regarding clients and my own personal stuff. So I will try my best to not miss any days. Um, Regarding news, we got some interesting supposedly updates that we'll probably will get from Intel. There's going to be an event in 29th, so later this month, where probably we'll get some updates regarding the Battlemage GPU stuff there. Again, it's not blatantly said there, but there will be a high probability of we get something in terms of official informations, if they are announced or not. Mainly because the schedule of the event is Intel client graphic updates. Again, at least something in terms of official information, if they're going to launch at least a quarter. We don't know yet. Then we get the usual stuff with the AI accelerator stuff, and again, next generation Intel Core Ultra Series 2. Again, this is for mobile more than desktop. The desktop already been announced. They are going to launch there. But hopefully we'll get something in this part of the presentation, something regarding Battlemage. Um, Again, the latest information and rumors is probably we'll get at least an announcement of something regarding Battle Mage until the end of the year. So hopefully this might be the start of I don't know, dripping out some kind of information, and hopefully in the overall scheme of things, we might hopefully get the high-end GPUs from Battle Mage series trying to, I don't know, aim for a 4080-ish kind of performance, hopefully. So at least it can start to compete, at least with RDNA 4, hopefully, and probably with a 5070 GPU from NVIDIA, because supposedly the 5080 should have uplift in terms of performance of around 10%, supposedly, above the 4090. So we'll have to take all of this rumor mill information with a grain of salt. But yeah, hopefully we'll get something out of this event. See if I don't forget to bring any kind of news when this happens. In terms of other interesting things, supposedly Microsoft settled a gamer's antitrust lawsuit regarding the Activision Blizzard acquisition. It was settled. It's the only information that we have. The thing that we had there is regarding the antitrust stuff there. Again, this group of gamers, they are not identified, and we don't know how much it was settled for this lawsuit. But again, there is a lot of information here regarding why they did it. Again, they are, according to the law regarding Section 16 of the Clayton Antitrust Act, which they provide that any person shall be entitled to sue and have injunctive relief against threatened loss or damage by a violation of the antitrust laws. Again, this is basically goes regarding the monopoly stuff there, and the fact that Microsoft was basically trying to leverage its position on the gaming market by trying to gain a monopoly on the side of things, given that at this moment in time they are basically the single biggest publisher of games. So yeah, there is that little worry, plus the fact of their strategy regarding the Game Pass situation there. I think they are going to try and be the Netflix of games, and and for that they need to cobble a lot of content there to have on that library again. And we all know where this is going for. If they continue to do this, is throughout time, um, the Game Pass will have more variations. The prices will increase. Then we have tiers of of exclusion, basically, which is if you they will start putting ads on the lower tiers. Then if you don't want ads on games in the lower tiers, you're going to have to upgrade all that jazz that we already know how basically content libraries like Netflix, Amazon's, and HBO's, what they're trying to do there to try and maximize the profit for the shareholders. And again, it's not going very much in line with the client, even though it seems like a good business for at least a good deal for gamers itself. It will only get more intrusive, and it's going to get a pain in the ass to try to play games if you have like a lower tier. Then you have all this struggle of removing ads or skip ads in the middle of gameplay. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to implement it in a way it's going to be very intrusive. But yeah, we don't know how much it was settled, but this lawsuit in specific was dismissed with prejudice, meaning it cannot be filed again. So that is that. Again, Microsoft is in overall in this path at this moment. It's not in good shape. Um, Again, the strategy of trying to be the Netflix of games, it's not in line what gamers want, or at this point in time, what customers want. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to. I think again, they already closed a lot of after the acquisition. Even they promised before the acquisition they will not shut down anything. They will keep everything as it is. Of course, we already knew that again after the acquisition they started shutting down studios here and there, layoffs a lot of people to try to mitigate the bleed of in terms of money. But yeah, we will continue to see this going on. We're already seeing this from other companies also. But yeah, I don't like where this is going if it continues like this. But yeah, at this moment we got this update regarding this whole acquisition stuff with Activision Blizzard and King also. Yeah, this lawsuit was settled, and we don't know for how much. But it at the moment, then the lawsuit was dismissed with prejudice. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this goes in terms of the Microsoft situation. Again, more companies, again, this time Bandai Namco began laying off employees after cancellation of several titles. Again, we've been seeing a lot of Eastern companies or Asian gaming publisher and gaming companies. Um, I don't know. It feels like they think they need to cater to the Western audience by then afterwards accepting the ESG mandates or acronym mafia mandates, and it's not going well for them. Um, and very interesting. This is not is reported, but there is no. I'm not sure if it is firsthand or any kind of insider. This is some rumblings that are going about regarding how they are going about doing their layoffs in Bandai Namco. And supposedly the company is attempting to reduce the staff by sending workers to a room where they are given nothing to do, so as to put pressure on them to make them leave voluntarily. This is very weird. And then again, this is at least supposedly this behavior is being done since April this year, and around 200 employees have been moved to such rooms, and 100 have already resigned, which more expecting to leave the publisher in the coming months, according to people familiar with the matter who wish to not be named. Yeah, it's a tactic because, as you can see here, Bandai Namco representative commented on the report, saying decisions to discontinue games are based on comprehensive assessments of the situation. Again, corporate speak. And then we got here the one that calls more attention here. Some employees may need to wait a certain amount of time before they are assigned their next project. Again, this is the situation that it's the crux of the situation, which again, they may need to wait, but when you put them to wait until they get a new project on an empty room, like a loony bin kind of a room there. I don't know if it is a padded room or not, but yeah, kind of it makes sense because if employees resign, they don't have the severance packages At least that's my perception. In depending on the law in the country, because if they are laid off or fired, usually we have severance packages associated with the layoffs there or the firing of those persons, unless there is any kind of illegal stuff happening with the employee. But yeah, usually when when you resign, you don't have any severance pay or any kind of package associated with that. So I guess they are being a little bit creative with that. But yeah, and he continues saying, "But we do move forward with assignments as new projects emerge." Again, the problem is there is supposedly no projects emerging. That's why a lot of people are putting in these waiting rooms per se. And it continues. There is no organization like an Odayashi Beya at Bandai Namco Studios designed to pressure people to leave voluntarily. Again, um, I can't believe that they might be doing this. Maybe it's not like an empty room. Maybe they just put themselves in an office, maybe with a computer, but they don't have access to anything. Probably just to email or something like that. Because again, I don't know how it works in terms of access authorization level of to the projects. I assume and. Being an employee, you don't have access to every project there. I will assume you have dedicated teams to work on each game or each project, and if you're not assigned to that team, you don't have access to anything. So basically, you just stay all day there until you give up, because then you're not being productive, you don't feel productive, and you think you're just wasting time, and probably people will start by looking for other jobs, and then eventually they'll resign from the company itself to join another venture. I don't know. But yeah, the only thing that Bandai Namco got a couple of games that are doing good. The last one is the Dragon Ball game, which sold around 3 million units in just a single day. The rest, we don't see a lot of like big hits. I think we got the Unknown 9 game, which supposedly is coming this month. Not much fanfare going around. It's basically a DEI game. We've been seeing a lot of this from, I think it has some touch of the Sweet Baby Inc. Death Touch there. But yeah, I don't think this is going to go very well from Bandai Namco. Again, I will assume that more layoffs are going to be a lot of people just resigning. We got also, it's similarly Dragon Age, the Veilguard supposedly gets every PC specs. Again, I'm not going to even bother too much with this. It's more about the engine. The engine itself is still Frostbite engine. They got their own issues here and there. For example, got the latest games that I can remember, Star Wars, Jedi series there. But yeah, I don't see the heavy PC specs. Again, goes a little bit in line of the average performance target there, which is in this case, I'm just going to cover here 4K 60. Again, this is with in-game graphics preset Ultra. Even though this game doesn't seem to be very heavy, the way it's presented here, I'm not sure if it is well optimized or not. But then again, you will need a 12900K or a 7950X, around 16 gigabytes of RAM, and the GPU is a 4080 or a 7900 XTX, basically with a minimum of 12 gigabytes of VRAM and at least 100 gigabytes of SSD required. And again, if you want to select ray tracing, again, it's going to be even heavier, and it's going to just aim around 4K 30 FPS, and I'll assume you have to put some DLSS or upscaling technology there. But yeah, I don't see huge demanding in terms of how it plays here, even on 1080p 60 or 1440p 30. Again, I will assume this game is not excellently optimized, but it's not something that it's terribly optimized by the at least the 1080p 60 frames. Again, it's very achievable with even with lower end and older hardware. But yeah, other than that, I don't think this game will have huge amount of good reception. Might have from the way it's being presented and covered. I will assume IGN and the Kotakus of the internet will reviewed, I don't know, between a 7 and an 8, but I think player reception is going to be very poor by all the information that we have from this game. But yeah, I don't see any issues here regarding the ultra quality 4K 60. But yeah, I saw some complaints on Twitter regarding the thing, but I don't see a huge issue here. I assume that it's something, again, unless this game is badly optimized, I don't see a huge issue with this PC specs requirement. And then you got also Silent Hill. We already have a lot of mods, some of them changing mostly female characters to be more in line with the original version. But you got some mods here that are trying to ramp up the performance without damaging too much the visual part of the game. There is this one which is essential mods by Hybrid. Supposedly brings around 30% performance increase with the balance preset with a minimal downgrade to visuals. Again, this is I don't know what the minimum downgrade is going to be, but again, it offers other presets like better visuals at worse performance or even massive performance boost with massive changes to visual, of course. But yeah, the mod is not currently capable of fully addressing the stuttering issues that plagued Silent Hill 2 remake on PC. Again, we'll continue to see these transversal stuttering issues on every game from Unreal Engine 5, unless it's very light game. But still, I think we will see some transversal stutters in games launched with Unreal Engine 5 until they those engineers solve this situation, because even in games that are very well optimized in Unreal Engine 5, for example Fortnite, which is made on that game engine, it still suffers some traversal stuttering. So I'm not sure when this is going to be solved. I don't know why they already didn't solve this from 4 to 5, why it didn't address this issue, because it's something that when it starts to get noticeable, it's very jarring for the immersion of the games, and even can be disruptive if you are playing a more action game or something that needs more precise controls. For example, if you're playing a platformer, you need to be perfect on your timing, and if you have stutters, you can mess up the gameplay session. But yeah, hopefully this year they can bring an update instead of just bringing more shiny stuff. They can address the core issue of one of the core issues of this engine, which is transversal stuttering, because seemingly there is no amount of optimization that can address this kind of stuttering in all games, not only Silent Hill 2 remake, but all the Unreal Engine 5 games got the same thing with Black Myth Wukong and other latest games that were launched with this engine here. And lastly, for today, we got, I think I covered this one when it was announced. I think it was announced in an Xbox showcase or something like that, if not mistaken, which is the Stone of Madness. Supposedly now it's going to launch on January 28th next year. Basically, it's got me interesting because of the setting. Basically, it's a real-time tactical stealth game, kind of Commandos in terms of gameplay, the way you go about things. And it's set in an 18th century Spanish monastery located in the Pyrenees. In Portuguese is Pirineos, which is the mountain chain between that makes the border between Spain and France. This time, Warren Jesuit monastery is home to a madhouse and an inquisitorial prison. Five prisoners plagued by cruel punishment, madness, and despair, pool their skills and resources to face their phobias, stave off insanity, uncover the mystery of the monastery, and find a way to escape. Basically, this is the overall about this game. Seems pretty interesting, and also the art style is very. I like this kind of art style. Seems like very hand-drawn kind of a thing there. And you got again the release date trailer for this game. But yeah, basically in terms of news, it's caught me my attention. There was some other stuff that I was checking just before recording the video, but I will probably try to tackle that tomorrow. But yeah, I will leave it with some gaming deals. We still have Blasphemous 75% off. We got breathedge, seems a very interesting game. It's 70% off. It's not a huge game per se, but it's kind of immersive sim kind of stuff there. But it's very interesting just by the fact that you have an immortal chicken as your companion, which it's interesting to say the least. Then we got also Planet of Lana, 50% off. We got also Dome Keeper, pretty good game it seems, very positive reviews all over the place, and it's 50% off on the base game edition. Then we got also Wartales, 45% off. And then we got a more recent game, Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess. It was launched recently in July. We got a demo here to try out, and it's 20% off. And I think this is a pretty good one. If you got this kind of almost tower defense kind of gameplay loop here, seems pretty interesting. And yeah, I will leave it there. Also on GOG, we got Deus Ex, the duology here, which is Deus Ex Human Revolution. This is the director's cut, 85% off. Then you got the sequel, Mankind Divided, Digital Deluxe Edition, 85% off. Then we got Dredge, 40% here, which is always good. You've got The Evil Within 1, 75% off, and Evil Within 2, 80% off. Again, they got the stamp of approval around this price point. I think they are good deals. If you're not sure if this duology is for you, can check out my gameplay series on these games. I think the first episode should give you a good sense of what these games are about and how they perform. We got The Invisible, 35% off. We got Wasteland 2 Director's Cut. This is the Digital Deluxe Edition, 75%, so includes everything. And the same thing for Wasteland 3. This is the Colorado Edition. Got all the playable DLC here. Again, very cheap. This one seems. I started the series on this one on Wasteland 2. I went, I think, almost middle. But again, I had to move out of the country, got without PC, so I will eventually restart this campaign on Wasteland 2 and then follow up for Wasteland 3 eventually. But yeah, this is it for today. I will just wrap up with a plug on my Patreon for extra support. At this moment in time, the extra support is for me to try and focus on getting a better storage solution so I can get backups of stuff that I do for my clients, and also some extra space for the videos that I do for this channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.